Hot damn, that's good. Good morning. It's Friday, February 20th today. Hope y'all are having a fine day. If you're watching this, you're probably in the pipe culture. And if you're in the pipe culture, you also know that Friday, February 20th would be International Pipe Smoking Day. So happy International Pipe Smoking Day, everyone. Busted out a good tobacco for this one. It's my second pipe of the day, but I normally smoke my house blends, as you guys know. But today, went with a little bit of McBaron, Mature, Virginia. And this tobacco's got kind of a fun story. I've got a few tobaccos up there that kind of go along with the story, but here several years ago, I guess now about 5 years ago, I was living on the other side of the state, and I had kind of a little local cigar shop. In Washington, we have really crazy taxation. Like a standard tin of tobacco here is, well, it was like $30 to $40. I know that there was a new tax that went in January 1st. I'm not sure what it is now, but it's like just a straight up regular tin of Cornell and Deal, whatever. Nothing fancy, nothing limited edition, just your basic tin of tobacco here is between $30 and $40. So we don't have a lot of pipe culture in this state because of that, obviously. Man, I really want to enjoy this, but I want to talk. But they had a decent selection of pipe tobacco, really nice selection of cigars. The owner, although was not a pipe smoker, was pretty knowledgeable and had been in the tobacco business for a long time. So nice guy and kind of mostly knew his stuff. But I became a regular there. My wife, her office was just across the street, totally conveniently. So I was in there pretty regularly. And it would have been in 2021, I get a call from the owner. I would order special stuff from him and whatnot, so we'd text and call each other every so often. And he sends me this text and he says, "Hey, I've got something here I want to show you. Why don't you stop by?" And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." So I go in there and he's got 3 totes of tobacco, like full size, the fucking black and yellow totes you can get at Home Depot, Costco, whatever. He's got 3 of those filled with tobacco, bags of tobacco, tins of tobacco, jars of tobacco, just filled. And I walk in, I'm like, holy shit, man, like, what's up with this? So the story was, the old man died, Grandpa died in 2015, apparently, which is, we're gonna get to this 2015 date. The old man died in 2015, and it had taken the family up until this time to finish dealing with the estate, getting stuff cleaned out. What are we going to do with stuff? So apparently Grandpa had a pretty decent pipe selection. And then all of this tobacco, he was a lifelong pipe smoker. And the family had no idea what to do with any of this stuff. And there was only this one tobacco store in the area that I lived in. And so they weren't customers of his store. They didn't know him, nothing like that, but they showed up with these totes of tobacco and then a bunch of pipes and said, "Can you please help? We have no idea like what to do with any of this stuff." He ended up selling some of the pipes for him, kind of on a commission type deal. He showed them how to get some of the pipes listed, because apparently he had some nice pipes. I didn't see many of the pipes. But then all of this tobacco. So I was the first person that he thought of, just because he knew I was the most serious pipe customer that they had. I was the first one that got a crack at this boxes. So I sat there for about 3 hours, just going through all of this tobacco, and some of it I knew, some of it was shit that I'd never even heard of. And I don't even remember how many tins I ended up bringing home from that. A bunch, a lot, a whole bunch. I still have some of it left. A bunch of it I ended up trading off for other stuff. It kind of became a nice way to get some of my bucket list items. So I have on here, I know for sure this is McBaron, Mature, Virginia. I don't know exactly that it's 2015. I know that he died in 2015, and no one was buying more tobacco after 2015. This was a unopened tin when I got it. There was no date on it, unfortunately. So I have several tobaccos from that kind of haul that I just have to say are vintage 2015. I do have some of them that I know the dates of them. They were on there, and there was some pretty old stuff, like some late 80s, early 90s Christmas cheer. The original run of Seattle Pipe Club Plum Pudding, like when they had Xeroxed paper labels, literally scotch taped around the can. There was some really interesting stuff in there, but that's where this comes from. So I don't know how old these Virginias actually are. I know they are at least 11 years old. I would imagine they're probably another 5-ish years at least, but I honestly don't know. I know they're fucking good. That's what I know. So although I may be the burley piper, I know something about Virginias. And then this pipe, I don't know if I've smoked this pipe on the channel yet. This is when I got married, my wife got me 2 Dunhills. One that was my birthday year and then her birthday year. So this is a 1980 Dunhill fishtail, just a little apple. This is one of my dedicated Virginia pipes, and kind of specifically when I'm smoking straight Virginias, I like this pipe a lot. I do smoke some vapors through it. It gets smoked, I don't know, at least a couple times a week probably, this pipe does. But a lot, this pipe is kept for shit like this, wanting to enjoy one of my nicer blends. So that's the story of the tobacco I'm smoking and the pipe I'm smoking it out of. I didn't really have any super awesome topics today. Kind of just wanted to say happy International Pipe Smoking Day to everyone. And then just some kind of rambling thoughts here at the end. I think I'm going to grab the camera and give you guys a little tour of my tobacco cabinet behind me and let you know what I'm working with here. Show you what my setup is. I know we all kind of do different things, and it's fascinating to see how everyone else skins their cat, so thought I might do that at the end. So first of all, something like over 200 subscribers already. That's amazing. Like, I didn't know there were that many people on YouTube at all that like pipes. For all of you, for anyone that's sitting here and listening to me ramble on about dumbass stuff, thank you. Like, that's super awesome. I don't have any grand plans or ideas at all. I literally started making videos just to give me someone to talk to and to be a part of the conversation of the pipe community, because like I kind of explained, we just don't have a lot in Washington. So I don't know anyone personally in my life right now that smokes pipes. I don't have a buddy I can wake up in the morning and text, hey, what are you smoking right now? And I've been a lurker for years on YouTube, and so I was like, you know what, I'm finally just going to do this thing, if for no other reason than just to be able to have an outlet, somewhere to be able to talk and share, and this passion and hobby that we're all so enamored with, and makes our lives better and us happier people. So I'm never going to be a YouTube content creator. I'm never going to edit shit. I use my phone. I would love to learn how to do all that kind of stuff maybe. I don't know. It's something I'm interested in. I love photography. I've been interested in photography since I was a kid, since long before digital anything. I was born in 1980, so I grew up with actual photography, and I've loved photography. I'm kind of a movie guy, movie buff. Not really a cinephile, but I certainly know a thing or two about movies. I think it'd be fascinating to learn how to edit stuff and have different equipment and better equipment. And I apparently am not interested enough to actually do it. And then I think just on a kind of 30,000 view, I'm autistic. With that comes OCD and a lot of ADHD. So I'm one of those people that when I find something I love and I can focus myself, it consumes me. That's all I do. It becomes everything my world is about a lot of the time. I have to be careful with the number of passions and hobbies I have in my life because there's only so much time and so much money. What I call resources, time, energy, and money. There's only so many resources in life. And so I have to be careful with the number of hobbies and things that I'm willing to really get deep into, because I don't really do anything at the superficial level. If it's something I'm going to do, I'm all in. So for those reasons, I'm probably never going to have a flashy channel, anything cool. It's always just going to be a dumb redneck kid sitting here on his phone talking to no one about shit that he likes. That's what it's going to be. I kind of wanted to start by just, introducing myself and why I smoke and kind of how I smoke. And again, I think all those things are fascinating just because this is one of those things where we're all doing the same thing, but somehow we're all doing it fucking differently. It's crazy. And so I love just looking at how other people do this. How do you load your pipe? How do you light your pipe? How's your setup run? How do you label your jars? How do you keep your tobacco? It's fascinating for me just to see how other people do it. So certainly this is not a how to do it channel. It's just going to be this is my way channel. I don't know that I'll do a video on every pipe that I own, but I have some thoughts about doing some videos on some of the pipes that I have, kind of the story of them and what I think about them, why I like them. Again, not reviews, just shit that I like. Same thing with tobaccos. I've got about 75 jars open behind me, I think, something along that line. So dogs. So I have a lot of tobaccos, I guess. Not a lot compared to most of you, but a lot compared to some of you. So I'll probably go through a bunch of tobaccos, just kind of give you my thoughts and ideas on them. I don't taste things super well. Before I was a police officer, I was a firefighter paramedic, and this was in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I sucked in a bunch of smoke, and we did things a little dangerous and riskier back then than they do today. So I ingested a lot of smoke, and I've noticed ever since then that I don't smell things as good as I used to. When I was a police officer, I got exposed to a few different meth labs and a few other pretty bad situations. I noticed after that, I also didn't taste and smell things quite as good as I used to. There are some things that I can smell and taste really, really good, and then there's stuff that I just seem to be kind of immune to. So I'm definitely not the go-to person if you're wanting to know exactly, is that a walnut or a pecan bitter nut note in those burleys? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. And I watch some of you guys, and I'm amazed at the shit that you guys can pick out of these tobaccos. It's fantastic. I love it. I've also found just a lot of value in not so much review of a tobacco, but just thoughts on a tobacco. Over the years, I've found several of you guys that we seem to have pretty similar palates. I've smoked things that you've recommended and I've liked them. I've smoked things the same tobacco while you're talking, and I seem to be tasting it similar to you. And so there are several people on here that I kind of know are, man, if you say it's good, I'm probably going to like it as well. That's when I'll maybe look at grabbing. So I think there's a lot of value just in us sharing. Hey, this is what I think of this tobacco and why I think it. Because in the aggregate of a bunch of different conversations like that, one of y'all might find out that you like a lot of the same things that I like. And so it has nothing to do with this being a review. It's just finding like-minded people to share the shit that we like, if that makes any sense. Man, I love Virginias, but they'll go out. You ignore them and they'll go out on you. Obviously, I'm smoking in the kitchen today, so for those of you that have been watching my channel, you know the rule. Don't tell Rachel. So those are kind of my ideas for the future of this channel. Just share my thoughts, go through some tobaccos, talk about some pipes. I don't know that I'll ever get into politics or religion or anything like that. I'm sure along the way I'm going to share some of my own personal story, and I think I've already found a lot of things we have in common in this community. And one of those things, I want to kind of give a bit of a shout out to all of you middle-aged men out there that are suffering like disabling back pain. I'm with you. Maybe one of these days I will do a video about my story a little bit, but kind of quickly, I've been mostly disabled for about 2 years now. I've had 4 surgeries in the last 14 months. I have another cervical fusion coming up. Well, my first cervical fusion. My second spine fusion will be coming up here in a couple months. I've had lifelong back problems. I was born with a condition that has caused it, and then I did a bunch of fighting and stupid shit as a cop and as a firefighter that really did a lot of damage to my body. So for all of you that are out there living with chronic pain, especially spine pain, like I feel you guys. I understand. I understand the dark black places that chronic pain can take your mind. And if enjoying a pipe and enjoying a good tobacco and sitting down and watching a little YouTube is what you got to do to just get through your day, I'm fucking with you. My heart goes out to all of you. You're all in my thoughts. There's a few of you that we've talked a little bit now, kind of about our common ailments. And I don't know, apparently we need some sort of like back pain community subset of the YTPC. There seems to be enough of us middle-aged old guys that have done stupid shit throughout our lives. Man, I know it's discontinued, they're out of business, whatever you want to say about McBaron, and especially this mature Virginia that they had there for a while. If you ever have a chance to get your hands on some of this, do it. Do it right now. Sell your car. Do whatever you got to do to get the money to get it, because this shit is worth it. It's legit. The HH Pure Virginia is, in my opinion, probably in the my top 3 all-time holy shit favorite Virginias. This is as good. It's special and different because of it being the deep reds. And then again, this one's at least 11 years old. I have no idea how old it actually is. Probably somewhere between 11 and 20. Well, since I can't think of much else to ramble on about, I guess I'm going to show you all my tobacco cabinet. Again, I don't do fancy editing and shit, so I'm going to go old school, and I'm going to grab my phone, and we're just going to do it like this. Alrighty, well, my beautiful wife. This is clearly my kitchen. Hey, how you doing? Dogs that you always hear barking. That's actually for a bearded dragon, not for a cat. We are definitely a dog house. But my wife has given me half of this cabinet to be stuffed full of my tobacco. So God bless her. I've had several comments from viewers about the fact that I'm allowed to have my tobacco cabinet in the kitchen. Yes, I am. My wife is a beautiful lady. So yeah, I guess I'll just kind of, that's my tray set up, paper towels. For those of you that also dip, I'm a full tobacco type of person, except for cigarettes. If you smoke cigarettes, fuck you. You shouldn't. They're bad. They're horrible. Get rid of them. But if you haven't ever tried Stoker's as a dip, you got to. It's fantastic. But yeah, that's kind of my pipe setup. Right here's going to be beeswax, a little reaming tool, windscreen, that sort of stuff. You guys saw my pipe cleaners the other day. Here's a handful of my pipes. I move around a lot. I always have in my life. I kind of like moving, I guess. The last place we lived, I had a wall-mounted setup for all my pipes, and it doesn't work here, so I need to get some stands of some kind. Just money isn't what it used to be, so it is what it is, right? Right, boys and girls? You get it. I've had some questions and comments about just some of the designs and stuff I've been working on. Kind of stuff like that. This is a special wedding tobacco. I'm going to do a video on that. If you guys don't have a canning funnel, if you're the jar type people, get yourself one of these. These are fantastic. And over there. So as I've mentioned, I used to run just the regular tin art on all my jars. I'd make little labels like this, but of the tin art. Here within the last, I don't know, several months, I just got kind of bored of that. And I went through and I relabeled basically all of my stuff. Like there's a Dorchester, Tilbury. Clearly they did not come out with Alice in Wonderland. I'll tell you what, it really has kind of reinvigorated my tobacco collection. A bunch of these tobaccos I haven't smoked. I don't smoke more than once a year, once every other year. I may have only smoked once or twice. Most of these are going to be my house blends. I got some stuff down below there beyond the pipes. And so putting new artwork on there really made me kind of go through all my open tins. And I find myself standing here going, oh shit, that's right, red carpet, that's delicious. I should have a jar, or I should have a bowl of that. So it's been a lot of fun doing the different artwork. I have bulk tobacco down there. Some more. Hey, who's that handsome fella? That's my carry set. I'm going to show you guys that in a video one of these days. Some more stuff for my house blends. And of course a little squadron leader. Down here I have more bulk jars, and then a handful of tins. I don't have nearly the collection I'd like to have, and I think we're all working on it as much as we can here and there. A picture of my wife and I, some more artwork stuff I've done. For my 3 Englishes, blue leader, red leader, black leader. So there you guys go. There's a little look at my pipe setup and kind of what I got going on here. So if you're still watching, man, we got to be like a half an hour in. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. What do you do? It's International Pipe Smoking Day. Enjoy yourself. But again, thank you to everyone that is watching. I appreciate it. Please keep commenting. Please keep the conversations open. Let's talk about shit, learn from each other, debate stuff. Whatever we got to do to become better human beings. So I love all of you. Cheers and happy piping.